I'm sharing this vlog as I never got the chance to share it in the first place. I'm hoping it'll be a good precursor to the videos that follow, as I now have the time and mental capacity to share what's been going on. Thanks.
Good morning. It's been a while. I keep saying that, I know, because I'm the shittest YouTuber in the world. The reason I've come on to like start a little update vlog this week is because over the weekend I shared on Instagram kind of that I'd really been struggling. I think anybody who's been watching my vlogs was probably aware of that anyway, in this pregnancy, I mean. But I think anybody who's watching these vlogs might have realised that. However, hadn't really been open about it over on Instagram, haven't really spoke about it much here. I think the last vlog that you see me in was maybe the one I was cooking with Jack, and I haven't really said much since then. And on top of that, like we did go strawberry picking. It's been the summer. We are now in the 2nd of September. Over summer, lovely strawberry picking. Went up to Fife a few times. He's enjoyed that. Met up with Audrey back in July. There's been lots going on, but I haven't really been vlogging because mentally it's taken all my strength to like put effort into my time and my family and me. So I've not been filming it, to be honest with you. And there's been a lot of boring shit going on too. So I'm currently 31 weeks pregnant. We are well on our way into the 3rd trimester now. Something that really set me back about 3 weeks ago, because I felt like I was kind of getting there, and I thought maybe I would come back and start putting some videos up again. Something that really set me back was we went for a growth scan. Again, if you're new around here, you probably don't know, but with my diabetes and my other complications with my heart, they do growth scans throughout my pregnancy. They've done the same with Jack. And so I had a growth scan. And at the stage I was at, so that would have been 28 weeks, they should have been around about £2.5. Now I know before anybody says anything, a lot of people when you say about growth scans will be like, oh, they're so inaccurate. I totally respect that, completely respect that some people have been told they're going to have a £10 baby and then they end up going into labour or they're induced and they have like a £7-8 baby. So I get that. However, the last time I was pregnant, they told me Jack was £8, was it £8.7 on my last scan, and I was only 36 weeks. And when I went in at 37 weeks, when they actually took me in to have him, he was £9.8, was it? I think it was £9.8. So I felt like it was pretty in keeping. Mines were pretty in keeping for the size he came out at. So when I went to get one done 3 weeks ago, and obviously at that stage they're supposed to be around 2.5 pounds, and I thought, they'll maybe be just over 3. They'll maybe be just like, you know, they'll just be 3. They'll be a little bit heavier. I'm expecting that. My time in range for my diabetes, time in target, is like 91%. I think actually now it's probably closer to 81 because it's been getting more difficult as the trimester continues. Anybody who has diabetes, you'll know what I mean. Insulin resistance is a bitch. Happens to every pregnant woman, but when you've got diabetes it just makes it more complicated. I did not expect them to tell me that they were £3.10 and, you know, the kick in the ball of £4. And it really set me back, because the reason Jack was brought on early was because he was so heavy. So I was measuring 2 to 3 weeks almost ahead of what I was 3 weeks ago. And at the moment I don't think it looks like there's any signs of that has slowed down. Like my bump keeps getting bigger. I'm due another scan this week, so we'll keep that in this vlog and we'll let you know how it goes. Hopefully I won't have a complete and utter meltdown like I did last time. And when I say meltdown, I'm not just saying like I was like, oh, like it put me in a dark place, because I really was just like, I'm gonna end up back in NICU, aren't I? Like my baby's gonna end up back there again. It was so hard. And at the moment, as I've said already, having a 2.5-year-old, and he's back at nursery now, which feels like there has been a little bit of a weight lifted because the summer holidays were quite tough, but he's obviously getting quite testing and getting a bit like, I'm not doing that, and my emotions are just so rife at the moment with regards to, like, I feel so sensitive about a lot of things. So even when my 2.5-year-old saying to me like, not me, like, or you don't love me, like, I know he doesn't know what he's saying, but it really gets to me. And when I found that out and I thought, oh, I'm going to end up in the same situation as last time, what if it's worse? It just didn't put me in a great place, if I'm honest. So I've just took some time out again. This has been a really tough pregnancy. And it's interesting actually, because I got a message from someone who's followed me for a very, very long time, and they were like, you seem more chilled out in this pregnancy. And I was like, it's funny what we see through social media. And the funny thing is about that as well is, like, I haven't really been active on social media throughout this pregnancy the way I was last time. I don't feel anyway, because mentally I have been really, really struggling. I've just withdrew quite a lot, I think. So I thought it was interesting that they thought I seemed more chilled, because I feel like I've not been active at all, and the reason being because I don't know what the hell, I just don't have time for that space in my brain at the moment. And it does, it makes me really sad, because when I do it I feel really good, but it's just been really hard. I'm also very breathless. So at the moment, as I'm getting ready, it is Monday morning, it is the 2nd of September, and I am due to go for a heart echo, cardiology echo. I have to go over to the Golden Jubilee, which is the specialist heart hospital in Scotland, to go and get that done, because I have an appointment with cardiology next week to check everything's okay, and I'm alright, and I think everything should be okay, hopefully. And then on Wednesday this week we will have another growth scan to find out where they're at size wise. I think on Wednesday there'll be a discussion about when we're getting you in. I think they'll probably have that discussion with me, because if this child's growth rate is not slowed and I'm 3 weeks on, at this point this baby could be like, I don't know, 6-7 pounds. And people have babies at that weight, and I'm only 31 weeks. I'm really hoping they're not, and I'm saying that with jest in my voice, but my God, I'm hoping I go on Wednesday and they tell me they're just, you know, 4 and a bit or something. I'm just like, please God, please, somebody just tell me this child's not huge, and that things will go a bit more steadily this time. That would be lovely, thank you. So I'm gonna go and dry my fringe. I'm not even putting any makeup on, can't be bothered, because I've been sent a lot of lovely stuff recently. Maybelline sent me some stuff, L'Oreal sent me some stuff, Bourjois sent me some stuff, and I haven't really talked about it or tried any of it. Oh, I also bought the new, it's not here actually, it's in my bag. That's the new Bijou Balm. I bought another Bijou Balm in the Coquette one, what's it called? Bon Bon Coquette. It's really quite nice. It's like a kind of rusty orange shade, I would say, because they're sheer. It wears really well. But I bought one of their Bijou jellies. Is that it? No, that's the box. But I bought one of the Bijou jellies in Aisa, which is the same shade as the blush. Where is it? Ooh, it's like a lovely plum kind of berry shade. That's it there. So I bought the Bijou jelly, which is like a hydrating cross between a matte and something else, in the same shade as this, the berry, because I thought for coming into September and the autumn months that'll be really, really nice. So I have been picking up little bits of new stuff, but I just haven't been sharing with anybody because of where my mind is. I'm going to see psychiatry this month as well, antenatal psychiatry, perinatal psychiatry, whatever they're called. So hopefully they'll be able to keep me on an even keel as well. But anyway, right now I'm going to go and dry my fringe, stick some clothes on and get on the way to the hospital, because I need to go and get this scan done. And then I think I'll check back in with you on Wednesday. Well, will I come and tell you how the scan went? I'll come tell you how the scan went. But I'll check back in with you on Wednesday as well to let you know about the growth scan and where I am with that as well.
Hello, what can I get for you?
Hiya, can I get a quarter-pounder meal please with a Coke Zero?
What's the large for you?
Just medium please.
Anything else for you?
No, that's all, thanks.
Just the next window for you.
Thank you. The rain is biblical. I don't even know if you'll hear me. I don't even know if you will hear me. And don't worry, I'm not like driving and I've put the camera on. I'm in a queue at the drive-through. So there's very, very busy for a Monday lunchtime now. My scan went okay. Again, I don't know if you're going to hear me. Is it just the radio you're hearing? I don't know. Or the rain. The scan went okay though. I won't actually know results until I see my cardiology team a week today. Just a bit of a pain in the bum, but it is what it is. So tired, and currently waiting in the queue for McDonald's, because why the fuck not? I'm actually maybe like a good 30% sure that this child will come out looking somewhat like Ronald McDonald, because I have enjoyed the McDonald's throughout this pregnancy, more so than I did with Jack. I think as well, fizzy juice. Oh, can't get enough of fizzy juice at the moment. It's just what I need. Like, you know, people say they get cravings. I wouldn't say that. It's just I won't really drink anything else other than fizzy juice. If it's still juice, I don't want to know. No care. Can you hear that rain? Can you hear that? And now the inside of my car is soaking because I tried to like quickly pay for that there, but the girl took ages to get, like I'm soaking too, took ages to get the little beep ready. So the inside of the car is absolutely soaked, even underneath the little canopy. Can you hear that? So yeah, gonna have this McDonald's. I had the intention to film something when I get home. I think what I'm going to do is finish watching some of the cowboy cheerleaders. Fucking loving that at the moment. Loving it. Finish watching that and then I'll see how I feel. So yeah, now I am going to be driving. So obviously I'm going to be turning you off.
Well, hello again on this very bright and very sunny September morning, which is unreal because we have had no summer. I've just gave my hair a wee blast with a hairdryer, but I'm just about to get ready to go and get my nails done. I had these beautiful like pink Barbie nails, but they have grown out. I'm not meaning to stick a finger up at you, but they have grown out quite a bit, and this little one on the end here has got very, very chipped. So this will be the last set of nails I can get, pretty much, give or take, before I have to get them taken off to go into hospital to have a baby. So I'm going to go and get my nails done today before I have to go and get them soaked off for section. I had my appointment yesterday, me and Alan went. Today is Thursday today, Jack's away to nursery, so that's why you're getting a little bit of me. Yesterday's appointment, I feel like was, so the doom monger in me feels like there's a lot of things I'm really worried about. But Alan, being the ever optimistic person, is like, listen, they've told us what they told us with Jack, basically. That you're going to be going in at 37 weeks. Measurements this week was 5.5. And I am 32 weeks today. So they decided that they would book me in provisionally for a section at 37 weeks. But I don't have a date for that yet. It's just the week of 37 weeks. So I don't know exactly when it'll be. I will find out, but I don't know when it is yet. But here's the thing. Obviously baby is huge. I think by about next week they'll be in keeping with what Jack was. Jack was totally normal to a point, and then about 33, 34 weeks he just kind of rocketed, and that's why they booked me in for section, because they held off a little bit and then they kind of were like, oh, hold on a minute, you seem to have a very big baby in there. And this one has been big throughout, but seems to be growing steadily, although, growing steadily, although is absolutely fucking massive. So I think generally babies should be about £3.9, something like that, £3.8 at this point, and I'm at 5.5. I may have already mentioned this. I know people go, oh, don't listen to the scans, they're not accurate. I'm well aware of that, but as I've said already, Jack was pretty much spot on the last time with what it was saying he was. So I kind of I think this might be the same. I am experiencing now some serious fucking pain in the pelvis. With Jack I had a bit of this, but not so bad. However, they keep telling me that in second pregnancy, because everything's already dropped before, because everything's already been in this shape before, there's obviously less tension, like there's less, your muscles are less firm, you know what I mean, like because they've done it before. So it means that they're not as taut, so things can drop a bit easier. So a lot of the time you do feel the pressure a lot further down a lot earlier, and I am feeling it. I don't remember being 32 weeks and being this uncomfortable last time, and I am really quite uncomfortable. I am getting sharp, feels like a ripping slash burning pain in the pelvis, like right on the pubic bone, like not in the not inside my foof, basically, not inside there, just on the pelvic bone, but it is making it really difficult to walk now. I walked Jack round to nursery this morning and had to stop at nursery and just take myself 10 minutes before I decided to walk home, and I don't live far from the nursery, but I had to take some time to do that. And basically the other thing from the appointment yesterday is, over the last week or so, I spoke about this quite a lot. If you've not watched any of the vlogs, that's fine, let me just update you. I am a diabetic. Hi, if you're new. I wear a pump. I also wear a closed loop system, which means that I wear a sensor which tells my pump every 3 to 5 minutes what my blood sugars are and acts upon those blood sugars. However, I do have to input if I'm eating, so it knows that I have food on board to then give me further insulin. But when it's just chugging along by itself, then it will act upon blood sugars if they are dropping or if they are going too high, which is really useful. In this pregnancy, it has been a nightmare because it would continually tell me that my blood sugar was low when it was nowhere near low. It would be like 6.8, but that would be telling me that I was hypo and that my blood sugar was low, which means that it cuts off my insulin, which then means that sometimes my blood sugar would spike higher. It's all a big pain in the arse, right? So anyway, that has been continuing. I even done it at the appointment yesterday. And Alan said to me, I'm so glad that done that while we were with the doctor. And I was like, it must have just felt like it needed to let him know this is what I'm up to, you know, here's what I'm doing. However, anyway, as I was saying, I've been having more hypos, real hypos, not like the ones that it's telling me, oh, your blood sugar's low, and I'm not really low. I have been having real hypos a lot more, I would say, in the last week to 10 days. Which is a little concerning. It usually means that, especially in this last trimester, and I noticed it with Jack, this definitely happened with Jack, in this, oh, it just got really dark there. In this last trimester, it means that it's like you have to take more and more insulin. You could just be having a packet of crisps like you did before pregnancy, and you need to take like 3-4 times the amount of insulin you did before you were pregnant. And that's very common in pregnancy. Obviously if you're not diabetic, it's still kind of happening, but your body will account for it, so it's not so worrying. But I've been having more low blood sugar, which obviously could just be coincidental, could be because I feel like at the moment I am so fucking huge now. Like I say, I'm supposed to have a 3'8" baby in there and I've got a 5'5" baby. I'm so tired, but I still have a toddler to run after. I still have to take him to the park. I still have to do these kind of things. He still wants picked up, and it is getting to the point now where I'm having to say to him, Jack, mummy can't do that. But I'm trying my best, right? So I think I'm probably burning off way more energy for tiny little things that I'm doing because I'm carrying such a big amount of weight that wasn't there before. So I could be having hypos because of that. I could be having hypos because honestly I'm just maybe taking a little bit too much insulin for the food I'm eating. It could be anything, but it could also be the fact that the placenta / womb is starting to fail a little bit, and it means like you're not producing the appropriate hormones for the body to produce more insulin. But obviously I don't produce insulin anyway because I'm diabetic, but the womb isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. It could be that too. They don't know that for sure. Nobody has said that for sure. However, it is a worry. And so for that reason, they've decided to start seeing me weekly instead of 2 to 3 weekly, which is a little alarming for me. It's a little bit worrying, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't have to be seen weekly with Jack, so the fact that they've said this to me yesterday did make me feel a little bit nervous and a little bit worried, and I did feel a little bit overwhelmed as well when they told me that, because I didn't need that last time. So I'll be doing weekly scans from now on, and weekly appointments at the clinic. Joys. I also had said, obviously I've got a cardiology clinic on Monday, so next week I'll be at the hospital twice again. I was there twice this week. It's just a lot. It feels quite overwhelming at times. But I understand, again, being somebody that works in healthcare, why they're doing it. I understand why they're trying to make sure they're keeping an eye on me. I think the most alarming thing for me is that I obviously, ideally, would have really liked this pregnancy and the end of this pregnancy to not go the same way as Jack's did. Now, I don't mean anything, like, I had him at 37 weeks, it was elective section, that's what happened. At the moment, that's kind of what I'm being told is going to happen. I did want to avoid any stays in NICU. I did want to avoid a child having to go into an incubator. That would be lovely, because it wasn't enjoyable the last time. It really, really has affected my mental health, and I didn't really realise it until I was in this position again, how much it affected my mental health. I'm waiting to see perinatal psychiatry about that, as you know. I've probably already mentioned that at some point, I don't know. So I really, really would have loved to have avoided that. And now, as the time plods on, I'm getting more and more apprehensive about that's not going to be the option this time. And as I say, Alan's trying to be really, really positive about it. Like, look, if what happens with Jack happens this time, we've still got this beautiful little boy. If he's anything like Jack, even close to what Jack's like, and he's happy, healthy, bouncy little boy, then listen, we're going to be fine. Which I do really appreciate, but also I just would have rather not went through it again. But I also feel a little bit of me is a bit more prepared this time, maybe. Maybe I kind of, right, okay, we've been here before, we can do it again. But there's also, oh, don't start crying. Putting on makeup, don't start crying. I would have just also liked to have not done it again. And there's also a huge part of me that is worried it's going to be worse, obviously. And the fact that if they do, like, these hypos continue, I have to go up to MAT assessment at any point and just get checked out. The risk of it being the placenta or the womb failing a wee bit means they might come out even earlier. And obstetrics had said, basically, you know, if it gets to a point where we think baby is safer out of the womb than in the womb, we will deal with that and we will look after them when they come out. It's really not what I wanted. It's really, really not what I wanted. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. I could get to the 37 weeks like I did with Jack, no problem. It could be fine. It's just worrying. So that's where we're at the moment. I will probably check in with you next week as well and let you know about more. But today, we're going to go and get our nails done. And excitingly, I'm going to get some Beetlejuice nails, because I imagine I probably won't be able to have nails on throughout October, and it's Halloween and I kind of like Halloween month, but also the new Beetlejuice movie is coming out, and Beetlejuice, the original, is one of my easily, I would say top 10, but possibly top 5 favourite films. I am very much looking forward to seeing it, so I'm going to get some Beetlejuice nails on. There we go. We're looking super autumnal. She's back in her comfort zone. Oh, the light is going in and out here, but I can promise you it's a very nice, bright, sunny September morning. I'm just going to put a wee bit of something through my brows, and then I'm going to get on my way. I suppose I should put something on my lip as well, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put on the new Bon Bon Coquette from, what do you call it? Did I do that the other day? Did I do Bon Bon? Let's put Aisa on instead. Oh my god, you know what I've just realised I've not told you? And we're fucking miles into this vlog. We have a new kitten. It's exactly what I needed at 31 weeks pregnant, and last week basically this little guy ended up on our doorstep. The family next door, he kept coming into our garden, which I don't give a shit about. I was quite happy for him to come into my garden. But he's so small and he is a little baby. He's only, what, 10-12 weeks at the moment. And he was in our garden and he was like roaming about, no collar. There's really busy traffic outside my house. So I was like chapping their door, just being like, is he supposed to be outside? Is he an outside cat? If he's an outside cat, that's fine, he can stay in my garden, I don't care. But they were like, yeah, we put him out, but we was hoping he'd just stay in our garden, and he goes to other gardens. And I was like, well, yeah, he's a cat, that's what they fucking do. I think that they just had never had a cat before. They didn't quite get the gist of how to look after a cat, if I'm honest. But they also said to me, like the second time I'd went into them, second time I met them, do you know anybody that's looking for a cat, because we can't keep him? And I was like, her baby, and he's such a lovely boy. Yes, he is. He's such a lovely boy. So his name is Milo. That's what they had called him, so I've just kept the name so he knows who he is. Look, he's falling asleep there, God bless him. He is a lovely little bundle, and he's getting on with my girls quite well. He's been here a week now. I was worried, because if he didn't get on with Molly and Pebbles, I was like, mate, you might have to be going to the SSPCA. But we also had a friend offer to take him off our hands as well if we couldn't keep him, because I did have to put my girls first. But he's been getting on with them quite well, and they're tolerating him really well. They're a little bit grumpy at times with you, but I think that's because you're quite playful and you're just a baby. And he's great, he's really good. So we have a new kitten as well, which is all I needed. You know, another baby on the way, toddler, and now 3 cats. So what the fuck was I thinking? Oh yeah, we're gonna put Aisa on, aren't we? So this is one of the new Bijou jellies. Did I tell you about this? Can you see it from here? Wait, and I'll bring the camera out a bit, because there we go. So you can see it. It's got like a core in the middle, which is the colour, and then the outside is like this transparent jelly. And this is the one that matches the blusher that I have from Violet FR. It's a kind of plummy shade, so I actually think this will go quite nicely. I think it's really subtle as well though, because it's like a balmy version. I like it, that's nice. It's quite subtle though, but my hair desperately needs done. All the colour is coming out of it. So I've already contacted my waxing lady, because I need to get that done before we go into hospital. But I'm going to get my nails done today. I will have to get them taken off before I go back in, but I also need to go and get my hair done before we go into hospital. So the next stage is to contact my hairdresser and see if he can slot me in at the end of September before I'm due to go back into the hospital to get the section. That's kind of where I am now. But I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up this week, because this has been a really long vlog and I didn't mean for it to be. And I say a vlog again, I'm not even been out the fucking house. You've only seen me sitting here because, you know, it's just what I do. This is my comfort zone. I think after that maybe I'll have a nap.